Alright, welcome back, guys. It has been a heck of a couple hours, actually, for me. Been working on getting through that quest line to get to the Arboretum. Show you here how far I've actually gotten. In the last video, we got flood control done. I've done water treatment, the lead processing, washing, and basic chemistry. And I need to do the sulfur, phosphorus, and then farming, and then finally we can get to the Arboretum. But before I do that, I want to look at the coal processing here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that one started. And I want to show you guys what I have been doing in the last couple hours. So first thing, you'll see that the belt area has been filled out a bit more. And we have all of the yellows now set up. So I stopped the stone and the wood line right here because none of these need them. And then brought the tin in down underneath here and let it come up because this one needs the basic transport belt, tin plate, and iron gear. This one needs iron gear, the underground, and tin plate. And then the most difficult one was this one that needs the gears, the splitter, the basic circuit board, and tin plates. So we have both of those coming in over here. I just looped this one around, got rid of the two boxes we had there. So they're getting put on that belt and brought up. And then these are getting put into boxes now. And since we stopped this belt here, I just have the wood coming off of that belt into that one. The copper coils from here going in, and then that coming out and going on with the tin to this one right here. And so that is all of that, and you can see we are out of iron. I've been fighting with this off and on. So let's see what our problem is. It looks like we are out of fuel for the inserts. So I'm guessing that means, oh, there's no guessing to it. I broke the daggone line that went over there. And literally just a minute ago I looked at this, so it must have had plenty of steam built up in those pipes because they were just running fine a few minutes ago. But you can see I have done a lot of work around here. Let's get a pipe here. There we go, that'll let everything come on. So I moved all of the ore processing out of here, moved it up here, and just been slowly going through all of this stuff here. I shouldn't have to move miners too much anymore. I think we're finally getting into the thicker part of it here. Anyways, I put the two crushers over here, which are crushing the ore. I went ahead and put in 4 of these, but they're not able to keep up. I'm probably going to have to put in 2 more crushers. And I may have to actively deal with the rock coming out of there be able to fill that belt a little bit more now that we've got to move away from these noisy things a second. Now that we have the yellow belts, we'll be able to move this stuff a bit faster. Especially this. This is the first thing that I'm going to use for it. You can see it's backed up, even though we really need to get a lot more iron coming through here, and that's because the slag is not getting crushed down fast enough. But I do believe we are just about to the point where we can actually process our slag. Let's see. Oh, we're not quite there. We're almost there, so we need that to be able to process our slag. Right now, the only thing we can do with it is crush it. But we're getting close. So I'm probably going to put another crusher right here. Split this a little bit earlier. And be able to get rid of that slag, because that's as fast as it can move it. I went ahead and put a buffer in here. This line is bringing it over from there and dropping it off in there, so we've got a buffer sitting here holding all of our crush, and then they're just coming up here and turning into rocks at the moment. I also had to put in 2 more sets of boilers and engines because we were running on low on power, which we're still running at about half. So I'm probably going to put in another set here in a few. And we start adding more. I went ahead and moved the science area upstairs. I just hadn't gotten this pulled out of there yet. We have very little stone coming in. This is just what's coming from down here, which this isn't even running right now because the miners are out. And I'm not going to bother setting it up at the moment because, well, we've got plenty of copper and iron. Well, plenty of copper. We don't have plenty of iron, but that's because of the slag issue we got to deal with. But then we'll have plenty of iron coming in as well. Even though I do believe we may have to set up another thing for iron. Again, hopefully a belt upgrade will help a little bit with this. But you can see that we're making so many gears up here that the iron we currently have just isn't enough to supply it. Now, once this all gets done filling the buffer in these boxes, then it won't be so bad. But right now, just making belts is taking all of our iron currently. I'm going to go ahead and let this coal get done running up here, and we'll check that out when it is complete here as it is now. We'll check that out when we get back. I'm going to get another crusher in here and see if we can get this slag issue dealt with. Be right back. Alright, you can see the slag is no more a problem. We're actually backed up on iron ore now, which is a nice thing to see. I went ahead and put in a second crusher here. Have that feeding up in there, so all of that's getting taken care of just fine. And I also went ahead and put in a third smelter or caster It usually takes 3 of these to handle what the induction smelter or induction furnace puts out. But you can see it's doing well. This will start working its way down here. It was a bit higher than that. And if once that gets worked down, if that doesn't start feeding up the iron ore a bit more, we're going to go ahead and take out the steel making here and put in a second set. We'll probably end up with 3 or 4 of these in no time, but for right now, that's getting us a bit more iron on the belt since we're running 3 casters now. Still not really keeping up with the iron up here very well with as much of those gears as we need, so we'll definitely have to work with that. But you can see now that the 4th one really doesn't get used much. I don't think it'll get used at all, to be honest. I think we can pretty much say you can run 2 of these ore sorting facilities. 2 probably wouldn't keep up with 3 crushers, but 3 won't run full time. You just got a little bit of overlap there. You can definitely see that 3rd one lights up a little bit every now and then. And I may be able to fix that. I thought by doing 2 that way and 2 this way, it would deal with that. But I think if I just change those belts over to the new yellow ones, it'll help with that. I'm going to go through and change a lot of these over that way. But anyways, I wanted to look at the coal stuff that we just unlocked here. So we have a recipe for making coke and steam from coal. We can also crush coal now, and we can use crushed coal. So let's actually look up coal here to be a little bit easier to understand. So we can put 1 coal in, get 2 crushed out, and then 2 crushed out can get turned into coke in a furnace. And that's for ore silo. That looks like that's... I don't know what the steam one was for. I don't see... Yeah, I don't see one that says steam in it, so... But we've got also coal can be turned into carbon dioxide. That was a basic chemistry thing. And let's see, the crushed coal, we can turn it into coke, and I'm sure we can burn it straight as well. The 2 crushed coal will turn into 2 coke. Oh, there we go. Coke and steam will make us carbon. So 2 coke will become 3 steam, or 2 coke and steam will become 3 carbon. And we're going to need that for this, but we can also burn the carbon. I do believe there is... I guess I don't have it in this pack. I might need to look at that, but I can look at it right here. So the regular coal fuel value is 4 MJ with 200% dilution. The crushed is 2 MJ, so it's half of what the other one is, but it doesn't have a bonus, which is a bad thing that it has a bonus. So it's good that it doesn't have a 200% multiplier on it. And then if we look at the coke, it is 2.5 MJ, no multiplier. So it's 0.5 better than the straight coal with no badness. And then carbon has a burn value of 3. And so that means that we can go ahead and turn all of our coal into carbon, because this just needs a fuel source. It doesn't matter what the fuel source is. And it looks like now we're actually backing up on copper, which is actually amazing since we're not running this vein at all, that we're actually backing up on copper. So that just means I'm going to put in 2 more of the casters for that as well. And that'll take care of that issue, and we shouldn't be backing up on either of them. So I'm going to go ahead and look at getting the coal switched over. So I'm going to need to make a liquefier, which is just some iron pipes, basic circuit, stone brick, iron plate. That's pretty easy. And then we'll just need a furnace for the crushed and a crusher for the coal. So be right back and I'll show you what I ended up with. Alright, so I found a problem with this, and that is that the crushed coal goes in as the fuel and as the input up here, and well, you can't tell it which slot to put it into, and it allows for way too many of them to go into the fuel stack of the furnace. And I'm not quite sure why. So these are just filling up and doing absolutely nothing. That the little bit we do have here is just me making sure that the recipe works by splitting it and doing that. So I'm definitely gonna go and say something to them in Discord about that much crushed going in. It'll be a lot easier once we get to an electric furnace, and we can use an electric furnace for this. But I'm not quite sure when we will actually unlock that. So advanced material processing 2 is going to give us an electric, and that's blue science. That'll be way down the line before we get to that. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt if that thing keeps filled up like that. It definitely makes a lot of it once it starts running, but I actually wonder, can I do a shoot? I'm still guessing it's going to put it only in that bottom one. Let's see just how that... It's actually not going in, or did I put that in backwards? There we go. Yeah, it's still just feeding that bottom area. if we take out what's in the output, yeah, it still doesn't do a daggone bit for it. So, yeah, that's kind of an issue. Still working on getting this up here done. I haven't got the steam ran yet, which isn't that big a deal because we got it right here. I also switched around the coal mining down yonder there to work on electric miners now instead of burners. It just wasn't really running well with all the burners, and I didn't want to make more of them. I really hate the fact that you can't really do anything with them after you are done with your early game as it is. So I don't want to turn around and make more of them. I think I'm going to do this just like I did the other ones there. That way I can have it set on both sides of the line. And then we'll just have that feed into there. If and when we ever get this thing to actually take off. There we go, let that get fed. Alright, so that's what we figured out for the coal processing. I'm thinking maybe I can double back the carbon onto this line. Maybe I can force feed it. Oh, I forgot to set this to pick up. There we go. Alright, so let's see if we can do this. Let's take that back another one. I'll bring this line down. Yeah. We'll just do that. I'll put both of them on that same line. And feed them up there, and then we'll just move that up there. Oh, come on, stop being a pain. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing here. And again here. And again there. And we'll see if that works. Hopefully that'll keep them split like that. And we're probably going to have to put in a whole lot more of these. Which also means we're probably going to have to put in more boilers for steam. Although the steam is looking like it's doing well at the moment. Go ahead and make 2 more of these and we'll get them put in. It's looking like we're nice and filled up on carbon here. So let's go ahead and break this line. And put in a splitter. Go ahead and let that coal get ran out there. Our sulfur production is done now. So let's take a look here, we have phosphorus and then farming. Alright, there's the phosphorus. That's going to take 50. The farming's going to take 50. And then the arboretum's going to take 50. So that won't take too awful long to get those done. And I'm going to keep an eye on this and just let it kind of run that coal out there. Which actually, what I think I might do is just go ahead and just take these out of here. And go ahead and just let that run. I can put a pretty good load of coal in down here. Now I can just come back and throw it in like that. So let's go ahead and just fill it. Grab that off of there. I'm going to go ahead and finish getting this all done here. And I will see you guys back in the next one. And we should be working on setting up that arboretum and actually getting our wood processing automated. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.